So, this is an unexpected addition to my fan game playthrough library, but this is also the episode where I out myself as a one-time Danganronpa fan. What I mean one time, it's one of those things that you don't regret, but you look back on it now and you just go, eh. But it's still, like, people I've known briefly, like, being involved in that space, the Danganronpa community. It's just that wonderful fandom togetherness that brought a lot of great people together, made a lot of lifetime friends. Hell, I've met a majority of my best friends through Danganronpa. We just all look back on it now like, yeah, that's don't install Danganronpa, because then you'll have Danganronpa installed on your hard drive, and then regrets abound. So yeah. Also, Danganronpa V3 is great, changed my mind. The ending of Danganronpa V3 is amazing, changed my mind. Changed my mind. Anyways, yes. This is a non-profit fan project, not affiliated with Spike Chunsoft or Capcom. This is published, or released on itch.io under the account FCMakes. I don't know much about it. I think I stumbled upon this on Twitter, which means that somehow, despite all the bots and shitstorms that website is now, I still occasionally find some good things on there. This is called Ultimate Justice. Ace Attorney x Danganronpa. This is Case 1. The Unlucky Turnabout. We have a case of a mailman being murdered, and Makoto Naegi, the ultimate lucky student, accused of the crime. We have Phoenix Wright teaming up with Komaru Naegi, proving her older brother's innocence before it's too late. The really cool thing about this is that they seem to have recreated, like, the 3DS Ace Attorney aesthetic and mechanics. So this is a new thing outside of my usual medium of, like, Pyrite and Ace Attorney Online. This is some real right and proper programming come down to it too. Bang! Oh, that sound effect is very loud. Turn that down a little bit. Let's get music. Alright. Let's begin. I already said I cannot do that. What a shame. I didn't have to resort to this, but, however... hey! What are you... Ah! Crack! Ooh. Hello there, sir. And this is why we always have a plan B. But just like all my other plans, it's going to go perfectly. Ooh. Oh, oh. Oh! Ooh. And the unlucky lucky student who stumbled upon the crime scene and got implicated is Makoto Naegi. That tracks. What record? How important badge, proof of my profession. Komaru Naegi, high school girl, the younger sister of the defendant, asked me to defend her brother in court. Oh, this is nice. Our log. Oh, man, what a night. I hardly slept a wink. Hey, Mr. Wright, there you are. Oh, Komaru, hey. I was worried for a minute that you weren't going to make it. Huh? No way! I never missed my brother's trial. I got a little lost trying to find the right lobby. This place is so big. Way bigger than my plain old high school. This is Makoto Naegi, the girl who burst into my office 10 minutes before closing to ask me to take her case. Well, technically not her case. Her older brother was arrested for murder. I suppose she heard of me and asked for help. Although it was less like asking and more like refusing to leave until I agreed. I admit I was a little hesitant at first, but after hearing how passionately she insisted that her brother was innocent, I couldn't refuse. And my name's Phoenix Wright. I'm a defense attorney, and I run a small law office. I'll be leading the defense on this case. Is your brother here yet? Yeah, I saw them leading him inside, but they wouldn't let me talk to him. Well, that makes sense. You're not exactly an attorney. I guess. But it's just not right. My brother would never do something like this. You have to help him, Mr. Wright. We may not always get along, but I know he's not a killer. I'll do my best, I promise. That's what we defense attorneys are here for. To protect innocent people from injustice. Thank you so much. I don't know what I'd do if you hadn't agreed to help. What do you mean? Aren't there other attorneys who would take the case? Well, I tried. I tried a lot, but they all turned me down. What? Why? And so much for me being her first pick. Not many lawyers want to risk being associated with this case. If they lose, it'll be all over the news. Oh? Because of the defendant? Yeah. Ah, that's right. Komaru's brother goes to Hope's Peak Academy. But it's this really fancy school that takes talented teenagers from all over the world and invites them to attend and hone their skills with their program. Sounds a bit like overkill to me, but whatever floats their boat. Oh. Did a lot of research last night on the school. Turns out there's even forums online about it. Is this the same forum that Naegi was researching in the original Danganronpa? Hope's Peak is funded by the government, and if you graduate, you're pretty much set for life. Can't apply or anything, though, at least not to the main program. They scout out the students themselves. And they've apparently been creating the top-of-the-line ultimates for generations. After looking it up, I found that ultimates is a term used to describe what each student hones. Oh, there he is. In our one class alone, they have the ultimate baseball star. Hello, Leon. Crazy Diamonds, the ultimate biker gang leader. And even the ultimate fashionista. And that's just the start of it. It seems like you could go to this school for almost anything as long as you were the very best at it. It certainly goes to some very interesting places if you discover the fandom for long enough. Biker gang leader. Most people boast that their students will graduate to be the hope of the world. So I guess that's where the name comes from. The Peak of Hope. And Komaru's brother is a student at that school. So, needless to say, this case will be the talk of the town for a while. No pressure. Well, we'll have a little more time before the trial. Guess I should try and talk to Komaru some more. Oh, alright. Oh, alright. Wee. Wee? Oh, this is neat. Yeah, this is the aesthetic of the 3DS games. T-set. I wonder who actually put it there. You have no idea. You have no idea how much I love this fact here. It tells you keyboard controls. Now we'll just go with the touch screen. These guards sure do take their jobs seriously. Come to think of it, I've never seen them move once. What is this? A coffee maker. I might just need some after last night. And again, my past experiences with coffee weren't exactly pleasant. I mean, maybe not your past experience. Your past experiences? You've certainly been around enough cases involving unfortunate experiences with coffee. How do I back out of here? Nope. Okay, back out. We must do the obligatory. What's that, Mr. Wright? It's my attorney's badge. It's proof that I'm a genuine lawyer. Wow, it's so shiny. I want one too. If you want something shiny, there's much easier things to get. Ultimate Attorney Komaru Naegi, let's go. Alright. So, Komaru, you don't go to Hope Speak like your brother, right? No, I don't. I'm just his normal little sister. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being normal, you know? I guess. I suppose it'll take more than an encouraging line to change her mind. Komaru, what do you know about this case so far? Well, my brother was arrested last night, and no one in my family knew what to do. We tried contacting other lawyers, but they all turned you down. Right. I was desperate, and when I heard about you, I knew I had to try. Even if it meant going all the way to your office in the snow. Yeah, to be honest. I thought you were a little crazy at first when you pounded on the door right before we closed. I actually thought she was a robber, but she doesn't need to know that. I'm sorry, I just didn't know what else to do. I couldn't let them assign some random attorney to this case. Because the defendant. Exactly. The defendant's your brother, right? That's right. Makoto Naegi. Makoto. He goes to Hope Speak as an ultimate, right? What's his ultimate? Yeah. Way cooler than my boring old high school. I don't know. I take a normal school for a murder accusation any day. But, Mr. Wright, he didn't do it. That's why I said accusation. After seeing your belief in him, I agree. The hard part is proving it. But don't worry, Komaru. I'm sure we'll be able to get your brother off the hook. Yeah, I believe in you, Mr. Wright. Now, let's get inside. Uh-huh, we? I'm your co-counsel today. Of course. Not to be rude, but do you have any experience with the courtroom? Like, at all? Well, no, but that's what you're here for. You teach me everything I need to know. My mom says I'm a great listener. Oh. Well, except for when she tells me to clean my room. Well, okay, fair. Not sure about this. Please, Mr. Wright. Please, let me do this. I never really made my own decisions. I just go along with what other people say most of the time. Seeing Makoto get arrested and taken away gave me strength. Strength to make a choice, and my choice is to defend him. I want to do everything I can, even if it's not much. So, I'm not going to just sit in the gallery while my brother is accused of murder. Please, let me make this choice. Wow, that was quite a speech. I can't pretend like I don't understand how she's feeling, so... Alright, you can come. Really? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now, come on. We can't be late for the trial. I was joking earlier, but is this really the start of the Ultimate Attorney Komaru Naegi arc? If so, I'm down for it. That'd be a compelling addition to the... Ooh, they did this. At the very least, they brought... Or at the very least, they piecemeal ported that scene in. Still cool, though. Of course, now in session for the trial, Makoto Naegi. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Oh, wow. The prosecution is also ready, Your Honor. Do I know you? Of course you do! Whoosh! I'm Winston Payne, nemesis of Phoenix Wright. Oh, God. Oh, Winston. Now I remember. And I think a certain someone else holds that title. I thought I'd be facing off against Gaspin today. Oh no, where'd he go? Ah yes, my little brother is off in a foreign country at the moment. More like got banished to a foreign country, so at long last, bitter courtroom rivals Phoenix Wright and Winston Payne face off again. Mr. Wright, is this guy really your rival? If by rival you mean mild annoyance... Now, would the accused please take the stand? Hey, there's our boy. There's our boy. Makoto Naegi, Komaru's brother, and the defendant in this case. According to my notes, he's in the 78th class of Hopespeak as the ultimate lucky student. That is a cool addition, though. They brought in the little intro graphics. Well, if you ask me, maybe they should revoke that title, considering he got caught up in what? Caught up in a murder. Okay. Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Of course, Your Honor. Even after all these years, he still lacks presence. Victim in this case was Mr. Poe Staffus. A mailman. That's a good one. That's a good one. You could judge the quality of a Phoenix Wright character name by how much hearing his name for the first time makes you cringe, and that's a good one. Sorry. His body was found in an alley yesterday when a passerby happened to notice the gruesome scene. I would now like to submit the victim's autopsy report, as well as a photograph the police took at the crime scene. Very well. The court accepts this as evidence. Alright. Blunt force trauma to the head, 4 and 6 p.m. There's our crime scene. Mr. Wright, what are you doing? I'm collecting information relevant to the case in the court record. You can check it any time by pressing the right button in the top right key, the tab key, or the right bumper. Oh yeah, tab key. Simple enough. Details. We can look at this closer. Posted. Kokichi! What are you doing in there, one poster? There's a Grenier. No, that's the Governor symbol. Alright. I like it. Oh, so that's what all those papers and folders are for. Yep. It's a little disorganized, but I manage. You got like 2 things in it. At least related to this case. Oh, I have just the thing then. Huh? What is this thing? What? Really? It's a monopad. What? I give one to every student. Hopespeak to help them keep track of their assignments. Then why do you have one? You told me you go to a regular high school. Well, I may have borrowed it from Makoto's room. Sounds more like stealing to me. Hey, don't look at me like that! You said need it right now, and I'll put it back as soon as this is all over. Hey, Komaru? I can hear you from over here, you know that? Besides, he takes stuff from my room all the time, too. But... So, how does it work? You can scan and upload your evidence right into the tablet. It's got a whole bunch of other cool features too, but I don't know how they work yet. I don't know. I'm not exactly the best with computers and stuff. Oh, don't worry, Mr. Wright. Even a baby could figure it out. Gee, thanks. Alright, so it's evidence. It contains all my evidence for this case. Okay. Taken by the dominant sister from his room. There's a key fact in this case going to be that Makoto takes stuff from Komaru's room. Is that why that piece of evidence exists? If so, fair play. We will keep that in mind. Defendant, could you please tell the court what happened yesterday? It didn't exactly start out great. I slept through my alarm, so I was almost late for school. I really had to scramble to get ready. Huh? Makoto glanced over at us. That's a bit odd. I wonder why. But I just made it. I spent most of the day at school. After that, I just walked home. I And was there anything out of the ordinary on the way? No. I just took my usual route back. Hmm? Does this route pass by the crime scene? We checked, and indeed it does. I mean, I suppose you'd be making this point eventually, but... Shoot! There goes that theory. Anything else, defendant? It was pretty cold, so my hands were in my pockets most of the way. I didn't see anyone out of the ordinary the whole way home. So you are claiming you never saw the victim that day? Interesting start. No, not at all. I didn't even know he was dead until they arrested me. It says here the victim was killed by blunt force trauma. Is this right, Mr. Payne? That's correct, Your Honor. Will you be able to locate a murder weapon? Yes, but I think I'll give the defense a chance to point it out. Huh? Why me? Because what is a rivalry if only one side lands blows? I at least want to give my opponent an opportunity to prove himself. Take a look at our win records, Payne, then try that again. But okay, I'll bite. Let's take a look at the crime scene photo on this monopad. Hey, Komaru, where are the photos on this thing? You need to unlock it first, Mr. Wright. Just swipe along the bottom where the arrow is. Oh, right. Thanks. Oops, that's the wrong photo. That's the wrong photo, Mr. Wright. Yeah, it's just a picture of Makoto and some other people. It's dated yesterday. All right. Yep, those were his friends. Is there any way to get a time off this? If anything, that will be, bold of him to call Togami a friend. But here, let me show you where the evidence folder is. I kind of like how this is going together so far. I still can't believe we actually got snow yesterday. Yeah, me neither. It's only about an inch, but still. You can clearly see a light coating of it on the ground here. Alright, looking at this photo, it's pretty clear what the murder weapon is.
Take that!
You can all see there's a bloody metal pipe laying in the snow. I think it's pretty safe to say that this is the murder weapon. Indeed. Do you agree with this conclusion, Mr. Payne? No, please stop asking for his approval, Your Honor. He doesn't need his ego inflated any more than it already is. Ah, yes. Very good, very good, Your Honor. We've concluded that this pipe was indeed the murder weapon. Hey, I was the one who pointed it out. Do you have any proof that my client handled the weapon? Well, no, there were no fingerprints found on it. But that is because we believe the defendant was wearing gloves at the time of the crime. It was a bit brisk outside. Most people I saw walking about had gloves on. Makes sense. That's not all, Your Honor. Defendant, did you have any sort of relationship with the victim? Yeah, he was a close family friend. Known him for years. Whoa! Is that true, Komaru? Sorry for the random whoa. Yeah, Mr. Staffis would always talk to our mom or dad when he delivered our mail. He even came over for dinner sometimes since he didn't have a family of his own. Oh wow. I see. I'm sorry for your loss. Good old Poe. Was he the ultimate postman? Oh, the defendant knew the victim. Yes, Your Honor. In fact, we have proof. In this form of a photograph found inside the victim's wallet. Oh, wow. Elusive Naegi family? I should check that photo before I continue. Way ahead of you. Yeah, look at them. That is cute. Oh. Do that in the court record by selecting the evidence, then pressing the details button. How many people are in that photo? Now you're quizzing me. That's 5, right? 2 kids, 2 parents, and Poe. Right. With all that said, I don't get it. You're claiming my client killed a close friend of his family. What reason would he have to do that? It is hard to believe. However, we have uncovered a potential motive for the murder. Oh, do tell us, Mr. Payne, what is this motive? Blackmail, Your Honor. What?
Hold it!
What evidence do you have that the defendant was being blackmailed? Oh ho! Behold, Phoenix Wright, your downfall. Note. Not just any note. A note threatening to expose the defendant's secret to his family. What? What? I don't have any secrets. Note threatening to expose the secret of Makoto's to his family. Under the victim's pocket. At least not any that bad. I promise. It's true, Mr. Wright. Makoto's biggest secret is that he wet the bed until 5th grade. I did not need to know that. What does it threaten to expose me for? Well, the note does leave it rather vague. But we found it in the victim's pocket. By simply reading the name on it, we were able to arrest the killer.
Hold it!
We still haven't heard the defendant's version of the story. Can't say for sure he's the killer until we at least hear his side. Oh, I have no objections to that, Mr. Wright. Or should I say, Mr. Wright? Wow, how original. Never heard that one before. 7 years you couldn't come up with anything better, Payne? You didn't even go for Mr. Wrong. You didn't even go for Mr. Wrong. Payne, the bar was low and you still ran head first into it. Now, defendant, please confirm your name and occupation with the court. My name is Makoto Naegi. I'm a high school student at Hope Speak Academy. And are you ready to give your testimony? Yeah, Your Honor. At least ready as I'll ever be. Alright, boom. Well, I know. Oh, alright. I promise I didn't kill Mr. Staffis. I know that after my arrest, they told me about the murder. They said I hit him on the top of the head with that pipe. I would never hurt anyone, especially not him. Not much of it. What happens now, Mr. Wright? Well, this is usually when I cross-examine the witness. Cross-examine? What does that mean? Can I explain what a cross-examination is? Sure, why not? It means I go back through the witness's testimony, compare it against the evidence I have in the court record. Of course we're going to explain it. I want to support Komaru's ultimate attorney aspirations here. If I need to take a closer look at any evidence, I can check the details in the court record, too. I can also switch between evidence and profiles and present either one. Okay, nifty. Once I find an inconsistency, that's when I present my evidence to refute the statement. I need to match the right evidence with the right statement to bring the contradiction to light. Mr. Wright, what if there aren't any inconsistencies within the testimony? That's why I need to press the witness for more information. I can press any statement I want by using the press button, the Q key, or the left bumper. You be careful, though. Whoosh! If I present evidence that doesn't contradict the statement, I'll get a penalty. Penalty bar appears in the top right corner. Amount of badges represents how many more penalties I can afford. Oh no! What happens if we get too many penalties? Did I lose my badge? Don't worry about it right now. Just hope it never comes to that. Okay, I think I get it now. Thanks, Mr. Wright. If you ever get stuck after the last statement, you can consult me, and I'll try to help by showing you where I think the contradiction is. You can talk consultation in the options menu. That was a hint system of the 3DS games. I'll leave that off for now. One last thing. I can save by pressing the button in the top left corner. Escape or start at any time. Let's rock. Alright, this is it. Time to focus, Phoenix. It's cross-examination time. Really is not much of a first testimony. Very shiny. Maybe we'll save. How'd I get... How'd I get... How'd I get all the way down there? Okay. How do I scroll through? That scrolls me down for some reason. That's weird. That is odd how that works. There's no clear way to go up or down. To my knowledge? Unless I'm missing something obvious? Alright, business time. Oh, okay, hello.
Holding.
Sudden music change. Maybe, Makoto. We're going to have to prove it. Right, I know, and I trust you to do just that, Mr. Wright. Thank you. Now, can you tell us what you know? After my arrest, they told me about the murder. Alright. They arrested you because they thought you were the culprit. Can't think of any other reason why they would. Right. That was a baffling series of... So how do they think you did it exactly? Okay, short and sweet. Top of the head with that pipe. Let's review first and foremost. One force drum at the top of the head. Hit the top of the head. This is alarmingly brief. The day the crew... Oh, he was wearing... Oh, that's concerning. He was wearing gloves. All right.
Holding.
That lines up with the autopsy report. Of course it does. All signs point to Makoto being our culprit. My case is as flawless as my hair. I wouldn't be too sure. We've already established the pipe was the murder weapon. Isn't there another part of that statement that seems off?
Holding.
Do you know of anyone else who could have done it? Well, no, but... That's because there is no one else who could have done it. You've gotten rusty, Mr. Wright. But look who's talking. You're no spring chicken, Payne. Well, Mr. Wright, did you find any contradictions? As you mentioned it, there was something off about the placement of the victim's injury. I think I have something that shows why. What are you waiting for? Present it already! Top of the head with that pipe. And first John with the top of the head. I'm missing the obvious contradiction. The top of the head with a pipe. That lines up with the autopsy report. Oh. He's like a fucking head shorter than him.
Objection!
There it is. Mr. Payne, you claim your case is as flawless as your hair, right? Naturally. Well, in that case, I suggest you start seeing a new barber. Oh, burn. Huh? What do you mean? This has to be a contradiction. As we know, it's confirmed that the victim died from a blow to the top of his head. In this photo of the victim and the defendant, you can clearly see that Makoto is far shorter than him. What? What are you saying? What I'm saying is if the defendant was this much shorter than the victim, he couldn't have possibly hit him on the top of the head. Oh, that is a contradiction. Whoa, great job, Mr. Wright. That was so cool. I don't know, that pipe looks pretty long. But yeah, okay. It was as cleanly straight down on the top of your head. Like that. You probably wouldn't be able to get that direct of an angle if you were like a whole head shorter. Short King Makoto Naegi. Oh, it was nothing. Just doing my job. Well, it is nice to get some appreciation for once. Well, Mr. Payne, do you have an explanation for this? You have an explanation for this? Oh no, that's never a good sign. You may have struck me, Mr. Wright, but I will not fall just yet. I implore you to take one more look at the crime scene. There, you will see exactly how the defendant could have delivered this blow. What? The box. Let's see. What this photo indicates a way someone short could have hit someone tall on the top of the head. Was he really staring at the box? Oh no, this figure is outing me. I just want to examine Kokichi here. I just want to examine Kokichi here. This what you're talking about? I'm afraid not. Try again. Or do I need to do it for you? No thanks, I'm good. Something in front of the body? Could that be it? In front of the body. Big footprints. Really did the old double-decker there. Wait, what? In front of the body. What, are you talking about this? What is this, though?
Take that!
Talking about the big footprints. Scuffle. With the pipe. Try the big footprints. Talk about the knee prints. Oh, okay. Are you talking about the knee prints in the snow in front of the body? I did not make that connection, but precisely. I admit it's impossible for someone the defendant's height to strike the victim as described. But what if the victim was kneeling when the killing blow was dealt? No, that would explain how it could be done. I didn't place that as knee print, but that makes sense. Ah! Oof, that's not good. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any objections now? Let's see. Do I have any objections now? Of course I do. Of course I do. There's something totally weird about that. What would that be? I think what's wrong is... no reason to kneel. I think the victim was kneeling when he was struck. Why would he be on his knees in the first place? Oh, that's a good point. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems our battle is not over yet. Once again, take a look at the crime scene photo. I'm really starting to hate that thing. Alright, what are we looking at this time? I may direct your attention to the area of snow behind the victim. You clearly see signs of a struggle left behind in the snow. Okay, that's what I was trying to point out earlier. Pictured, the victim's mailbag was open and on the ground. This further proves there was a fight between the victim and the killer. Alright, mailbag. Ah, so perhaps he fell to his knees in the struggle. That's exactly right, Your Honor. An intense battle with the victim is over the blackmail note. Then it pushed him to the ground and struck him on the head to silence him forever. No, I would never do that. That's not what happened at all. It's the only logical explanation.
Objection!
No, it's only speculation. You debunk anything I have said, then. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Mr. Wright, you aren't bluffing, are you? What? Me? Bluff? Never! I'm bluffing. Okay, maybe a little. That's right! Don't worry. I've got this. I'll turn it around somehow. Wait a second. Mr. Payne said Makoto killed Mr. Staffis because of blackmail, right? Is there something huge that contradicts that? That's right. Thanks, Komaru. Wow, I feel like a real attorney. Yes, sir. The arc is complete. Your Honor, if the defendant really wanted to silence the victim, it's a piece of evidence that should never have been found at the scene. Well, what is this evidence, Mr. Wright?
Take that!
Blackmail note, obviously. Blackmail note, I believe you have it backwards. The note incriminates the defendant in the crime. If the defendant did the killing, then why did they bring it with? Then why didn't Makoto take it? I beg to differ. Makoto really wanted to erase all evidence of blackmail to the point he'd commit murder. Why would he leave the most incriminating evidence in the victim's pocket? Yeah. Ooh, wins. Wins. Well, maybe he didn't know about it. Then why would he kill him? And how would he have known he's being blackmailed in the first place? Perhaps the victim simply threatened him verbally. And why would he write that ambiguous note? Everything you've proposed so far is really circumstantial. The only evidence pointing to the defendant makes no sense. You have no proof Makoto was even at the scene of the crime. Ooh, hello. Order, order. Oh, oh, ho, oh, ho, ho, ho. Uh-oh, did I break him? That's where you're wrong, Mr. Wright. I have something that does prove the defendant was at the crime scene at the time of the murder. Oh, no. I don't like where this is going. Well, that makes things easier. What does this prove, Mr. Payne? A witness. Someone who saw the defendant in an alley just before the deed was done. Then what are we waiting for? Call this witness at once. Hey. Ooh, could this be? I'm a little disappointed that we don't have a picture yet on who the detective in question would be in this crossover universe. Is it your name and occupation? Jutaro Akafuku. I'm a salaryman. Ah. Pleased to make your acquaintance. What a polite young man. I'm sorry to distract you from your work. Don't worry about it, Your Honor. It's no trouble. Justice must be served, after all. I'm adjusting my plans accordingly. How admirable of you to be so organized. Ah. Now this is curious. This is a side story character from the Danganronpa 1 scope, I believe. But of course, he was involved with Makoto in said side story. I have rescheduled my day, taking into account the mail routes and TV. My estimation is that this will be over in time for my magazine delivery as I tune into the 12 p.m. news. Oh no. Watch out for the magazine salesman. Well, that's only a half hour from now. Exactly. I've even accounted for a probable bus delay based on past traffic patterns. Very impressive. Now, is it true you witnessed the defendant at the scene of the crime between 4 and 6 p.m. yesterday? It is. Please testify to the court about this experience. And if they're going the same route with this, as they did in said short story, then... With pleasure. We go again. Ready, Mr. Wright? Ready. It's a few odd cases of like lines jumping without prompting. Like one or two cases of dialogue of lines being just a little bit too long and getting cut off. Spotting Makoto. I was walking home yesterday evening around 4:30 p.m. On my way, I passed an alleyway and happened to look over. There I saw two people talking, a mailman and that boy sitting in the defendant's chair. I didn't think anything of it at the time, of course. When I heard the kid was arrested, I knew I had to let the police know what I saw. It seemed to be written in like the Ace Attorney 1 style, where testimonies are often... testimonies were framed like just long-running stream of consciousness dialogues, and not boiled down to just the essential statements, but just stream of consciousness dialogues covering a series of events. Not all relevant. Short but sweet. Short but sweet pressing. Alright, I like it. So you see, the defendant was undeniably at the scene at the time of the murder. I keep seeing like flashes of faces and people as when we scroll back and forth. Uh-oh, this isn't good. If what we said is true, Makoto's pretty much a goner. Is there any proof, other than this account, that Makoto was with the victim at the time? As a matter of fact, there is. Behold! What? Some thread? Not just any thread, these are glove fibers found in the victim's clothes. Ah, that's where that picture's gonna come in handy. Glove fibers added to the court record. We suspect they got on the victim during this struggle.
Objection!
Yeah, there's definitely a face watching. Is it just panning by the witness stand? And is that Jutaro? Since he got on... I've only seen that version since he got on the stand. How does this prove Makoto was the one who fought him? After questioning his family, we discovered that the defendant is known for wearing this color gloves. Is this true, Komaru? Yeah, Makoto's gloves are red. Well... Still, that in itself is a pretty flimsy argument. Countless people were wearing red gloves yesterday. Even one of my subordinates did. Follow? I didn't. My hands were freezing yesterday. I couldn't find my black gloves anywhere. Ah, yep, we're coming around to it. It's gonna be a thing. We now have two pieces of evidence to back this up. Makoto was wearing black gloves yesterday, and Makoto takes stuff out of Komaru's room. You took Komaru's gloves, Makoto. What the hell? I admit alone isn't much, but coupled with everything else we know, it's only another nail in the coffin of Mr. Naegi.
Hold it!
Maybe someone else came and altered the crime scene before the police arrived. Are you seeing it too? Like the face at the bottom of the screen when we scroll, when we pan from prosecutor stand to defense stand. There were only two of the footprints at the crime scene. One was proven to be the victims, and the other was unidentified. If you couldn't identify it, how do you know they were the defendant's footprints? Because the defendant was at home when we arrested him. He had plenty of time to change or even destroy his shoes. But what you do know is that only two people were at the scene, the victim and his killer. Feels like every time I try to get out of this hole, I'm only digging myself deeper down. I'm afraid I'm inclined to agree all the signs point to the defendant. It's unfortunate, but sometimes people simply don't plan things all the way through. Mr. Wright, he has to be lying. There's no way he saw Makoto with Mr. Stathis. I sure hope you're right. Okay, let's do this. I just have to find the contradiction in his testimony. Somehow. Alright, here we go.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely sure of the time? Without a doubt. I plan my days with perfect punctuality in mind. Somehow I don't doubt it. This guy probably accounts for bathroom breaks in his schedules. That's within the time frame of the murder. So what exactly did you see going home? On my way. Have a just look over.
Hold it!
Why don't you just look in an alleyway? Isn't it just sort of tucked away? A bit, yes. However, I'd love to take in all the sights around me on my walks. I'm a very observant person, you know. Well, what happened after that? Mailman and the boy. Boy. Are you absolutely sure that's what you saw? There's gonna be a press further in here, isn't there? Without a doubt. The spiky hair is hard to forget. You're on You're on thin ice, buddy.
Holding.
They weren't doing anything suspicious at the time. They were simply talking, although it did look a lot like an argument. If only I'd known it would lead to something as abhorrent as murder. So you didn't intervene at the time. Neither of them saw you. That is correct. The struggle between the victim and the killer must have happened after you saw this. Precisely. Then that boy must have violently shoved the victim down to his knees and delivered the killing blow. I think that strikes me as odd. Do you have it added to the testimony? Yeah. Mr. Akafuku, I request you add that your last statement to the testimony. A waste of time, but alright, I'll indulge you.
Holding.
Shove the victim down to his knee. Sorry. Are we supposed to believe that? Given their size distance, size difference, Makoto overpowered the victim. I mean, there's technically a size distance. Makoto's all the way down here, and he's all the way up there. From the looks of it, while he was tall, the postman did not appear to be particularly strong. Doubt. It was very possible to throw him off balance. I'm sure even you could do it. Maybe not physically, like, I'm gonna go to the gym and grind out 10 reps and max deadlift or whatnot, but postmen of all shapes and sizes have endurance. Don't underestimate them. What's that supposed to mean? But still, there's something weird about this part of his testimony. I need to find the evidence that proves it. Anyways, to get back on topic.
Holding.
How did you hear about the arrest? Well, the news, of course, which I do not plan to miss today either. I hate to burst your bubble, but I intend to do exactly that. Mr. Wright, I think we have a problem. Couldn't find a single contradiction in his testimony. Me neither. Looks like it's time to press for some more information. Finally shoved the victim to his knees and hit him with a pipe. Alright, let's check our stuff. Let's experiment, shall we? I feel like maybe we try this.
Objection.
False. Aha! Here's the evidence that contradicts your testimony. What are you doing? Adjusting my schedule to account for the amount of time you just wasted. I have to agree. Be more careful next time, Mr. Wright. Okay, that's a good one. Only shoved the victim to his knees and hit him with the pipe. Represent this?
Objection.
False. Alright. Maybe think a little bit, but again, the answer makes sense.
Objection.
me get this right. You claim that Makoto shoved the victim to his knees in the struggle. The way those are knee prints. Knee prints in the snow. They look like clearly dug in, like he was purposely on his knees for some reason. I then killed him with a metal pipe. Don't make me repeat myself. It adds unnecessary time to my plans. But yes, that is what I am saying. Well, I claim that's impossible. What? How so? If we take a look at the knee prints found at the crime scene, you can notice something rather strange about them. You don't mean... Oh, I do mean. Those knee prints are as clean as a whistle. Oh, no blood! There's no way they were made as a result of being shoved down to the ground. Okay, so we actually drew the same conclusion. What are you saying? I'm saying that this marks this clean could only have been made intentionally. Someone kneeling down of their own free will. The culprit made those. Oh, you're not the one who said that the victim had no reason to kneel down like that. That's right. I still stand by that. It means the only person who had a reason to kneel down at the crime scene was... the killer. Obviously, the killer knelt down by the body after the murder. That's the only way someone could have left such clean prints in the snow. That does seem like the only option, but why would the culprit do that? Why, to tamper with the scene, of course. They probably wanted to remove all the evidence. Mr. Payne, for once, I completely agree with you. Aha, so you finally admit it. The defendant is guilty. Never said that. Take a look at the evidence we've gathered. All signs point to Makoto being the culprit, from the note to the glove fibers. However, if he really was the killer who knelt down by the body to remove all traces of the evidence, why did he take the blackmail note? Why would he leave such obvious things at the scene? Oh. Ah! Yeah! Very well then. Your Honor, if I may, I would like to propose my observed rebuttal to this absurd, this absurd point. It's like they was tested and then they bumped up the font size in the final version, and just by bumping up the font size just a little bit, it pushed 2 or 3 lines over the edge to wrapping around the text box there. Unless there's a setting I just didn't see. Resolution. Very well, I don't see why not. The defense have any objections? None at all, Your Honor. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. Bring it on, Mr. Observant. We are indeed getting somewhere. Jutaro's theory. I understand you think the boy would not have missed such obvious clues. However, which is more likely? He is innocent, or you're overestimating his intelligence? There are no other suspects. There are a number of things that point to him and him alone. That red-handed killer was caught red-handed. Oh, you clever. I'm afraid I have to agree with the witness, given the circumstances. Without a direct contradiction, there is too much that lines up to doubt the defendant's guilt. Doesn't look good, Mr. Wright. Tell me about it. Can't actually disprove any of this evidence, and without it, we can't challenge the claims. Does that mean we lost? It's over? No, I don't know what else we can do. We can't give up. I won't. Please, Mr. Wright, I know I'm not as smart or as talented as you or Makoto. But I can't lose my brother. Komaru. There must be something. I feel like there is, I'm just not sure what. I feel that same way. There's got to be a contradiction. Because I believe in my client. Komaru's determination proves it, too. So if he's really innocent, there must be proof somewhere. At times like this, I just need to turn my thinking around. Instead of asking if there's evidence of Makoto's innocence, I need to assume there is and go for there. Just need to look over everything one more time. Even if it seems irrelevant, I can't overlook a thing. Okay, Phoenix, this is it. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, it's all over. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. It's the red-handed statement that's the key. don't just think it, I'm sure of it. Will you let me finish? I'm not interested in your half-baked opinion. Right. Continue.
Holding!
I'd say the former. The boy's in high school. I doubt he has experience cleaning up crime scenes. Well, maybe, but, just don't want to imply Makoto's done this kind of thing before. Besides, if you simply look at the larger picture.
Holding!
Are you sure there's no other possible culprits? Well, Mr. Rat, do you have any leads on that? Well, no, however. I believe this case speaks for itself.
Holding!
Again, are you absolutely sure it was Makoto that you saw with the victim? Not a shadow of a doubt. Caught red-handed, is that really true? Well, Komaru, any luck? I think so, I just can't quite put my finger on it. Put your finger on it? Why is that ringing a bell? Maybe I should try looking into that one more time. Alright, let's just poke it.
Objection!
Mr. Akafuku, I'd like to thank you for knocking some sense into you. You're quite welcome. I see you finally realize what a waste of time going around in circles like this is. Very inefficient. Oh, don't worry. What I've got is something concrete as can be. That's concrete, baby! If the court could please take a look at this picture. Look at this photograph. Every time I do it, it makes me laugh. Oh my. What a lovely photograph. Oh, wonderful to see the youth of today displaying such camaraderie. Indeed, Your Honor, but that isn't why I'm showing it to you. Togami's griping. Kyoko's being chill and content, and Makoto's being Makoto. This picture was found on the defendant's tablet and was taken just hours before the crime. And what is it about this picture that contradicts the testimony? I'll show you. This is what contradicts the statement. High five, Makoto.
Take that!
Take a closer look at this picture. I think we can all see a glaring inconsistency with our current knowledge of the case. What do you... No! Wait! Oh, I see now. Could it be? That's right, Your Honor. Makoto wasn't red-handed at all, because his gloves in this picture are undeniably black. Impossible. They were red. They've always been red. This can only mean one thing. Only two people were at the scene of the crime, as we've proven. And the killer's red glove fibers were found at the body. And Makoto couldn't have been at the scene. Order! 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 Mr. Wright, what does this mean? We only need one thing. Makoto isn't the killer. And who do you propose he's? There are no other suspects. No one else was even involved in this case.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong. There is one other person. It all lines up now that I think about it. Someone who planted all the evidence to frame Makoto. For going so as far as to deliver the condemning testimony themselves. Your Honor, the defense would like to accuse someone else for this murder of Mr. Postaphis. Oh my, murder's a very serious charge, Mr. Wright. Yes, indeed, Your Honor. That's why we're here today. I implore you to think carefully. The penalty will not be light if this accusation is unfounded. Understood. The real killer has to be my attorney's badge.
Take that!
We'll get straight to the point. Mr. Akafuku, you said earlier that the defendant's gloves are red. Is that correct? Of course it is. I saw them myself. I admit, Makoto's gloves are red. His own sister confirmed that to me earlier. Aha, so you admit it. He was the one who touched the body. He was the one who killed him. Quite the opposite. In fact, I believe I know who did. There's only one person who had a reason to be so sure that Makoto's gloves were red. He would go so far as to wear the same color Gibbs' gloves when committing the crime to frame him. Someone who planned everything perfectly, who observed every detail in advance. And who had no reason to lie about the glove color except to cover their own tracks. Mr. Akafuku, you're the only other person involved in this case. It could only have been you. No, that's not. And how did you know the defendant's gloves were supposed to be red? Inconceivable. Perhaps it was a lucky guess. We simply got the color mistaken.
Objection!
He himself claims to be incredibly sure and observant. After seeing how detail-oriented he is, I find it hard to believe he'd mess up something so crucial. Which means there's no way he actually saw Makoto that day. It's all one big fat lie to cover up his own crime. How interesting. So you truly insist on wasting more time? I don't think it's a waste at all. We've already proven that only 2 people were on the scene. Right. You're just going to put your foot in your mouth and... that's it. The foot. Ahem, if you'll permit the return to a previous topic. Why are you so sure that the other set of shoe prints aren't the defendants? Am I sure of that? Am I sure of that? I'm actually not sure of that. Yes, definitely. Yes, because... Mr. Wright, don't tell me you're bluffing again. Not this time. There's something. I just need to figure out what it is. Okay. Makoto's innocent. That means the prints aren't his. To prove it, we need to examine... size... size, pattern, color. So with size. Of course, the court examined the size of the shoe prints. Size? But why? Because there's a correlation between shoe size and height, is there not? These prints are basically the exact same size as the victims. But it's hard to believe that someone as short as Makoto would have the same size feet as him. Which can only mean... the killer and the victim are approximately the same height. Order. I will have order. And if we use Makoto as the comparison, we can see that Mr. Akafuku fits that criteria perfectly. You insolent lawyer! You're so sure of yourself, aren't you? Oh. You think you can discredit my perfect, flawless testimony? I think not! Oh yeah? Then what am I missing? Motive, of course. That is true. The witness had no clear reason to murder the victim. That's right. I'd never even spoken to the man. Why would I want him dead? Yeah. Shoot. Well, it certainly seems that way, but, shoot indeed. Think, Mr. Wright. There has to be something the victim had that Mr. Akafuku would kill for. Literally. She's right. I've come too far to back down now. Given the state of the crime scene, we established that there was a struggle that ended in the victim being struck and murdered. If there was no previous connection between the 2 people, and whatever the killer wanted had to be physical. And what do you propose this was, Mr. Wright? There's only one logical thing that it could have been. Evidence shows what the killer must have been after. The mail.
Take that!
Mr. Staffis was a mailman, correct? And his mailbag was found open at the scene of the crime. That's because it fell in the struggle. That's what we all assume, but look at it again. Doesn't it seem a little too neatly open to have been an accident? Consider this. What if the killer opened it themselves? But why would they do that? Simple. To retrieve whatever was inside. That would explain it. Ah! Mr. Akafuku, you've proven in this court that you never let a detail slip by. If you wanted something inside this mailbag, I don't doubt you found a way to track the package. Didn't you admit earlier that you track mail routes? But of course. I have rescheduled my day and taking into account the mail routes and TV. He likely confronted the victim, and his refusal to hand over the bag led to a struggle. It was then that you saw the metal pipe and decided to force him to abandon the bag. By taking his life. You. Ugh. Murder. Me. How foolish. It's over, Mr. Akafuku. Just admit you're the one who... It's not over! I refuse to accept this. Somewhere, there has to be a... Aha, there. There's a conflict in your schedule. Argument. Your Honor, I'd like to testify again as to why the defense's claims are utter lunacy. I don't see why not. Proceed, Mr. Akafuku. Got him backed into a corner now. Can't let him get away. This might all end up in one video, depending on how long this last segment is. Rescheduled testimony. Yeah. That picture may show the defendant with black gloves. However, you have no idea why he wasn't wearing his usual color. It could have easily been a trick to throw us off. From whom would he possibly obtain black gloves like that? Without answering that, your case is as flat as plop as paper. Oh, alright. We're going down this route. Alright, Phoenix, this is it. I can just come up with this one last explanation, it'll all be over. The last puzzle piece is here somewhere. I just have to put it in place. Leave you, Mr. Wright. Finish this for my brother and for Mr. Staffis. Defense may now begin their cross-examination. Alright, what music do we get? Whoa, alright. This is new. If you don't believe this picture, I suggest you ask the people in the photo. I'm sure they could confirm if he was really wearing these gloves that day. I like his remix, though. Shut your mouth, I'm not finished. Your Honor, aren't you just gonna let that slide? Witness will watch his comments. I guess he will. That was the weakest slap on the wrist I've ever seen. I like the little... I just noticed the little eyebrow twitch, and that's right. I like that. Maybe he couldn't find his gloves. Even then. Maybe he simply couldn't find his gloves. And where did they get that pair? Has to be a way. Let me hear what else he has to say and see if I can find a good place to counter him. Because I'm getting really tired of these unhinged comments. Okay, so this is nice and simple. This is the place to counter. Had to be someone. Well, who? Hold on, did I hear something mention something about this before? I need to try and remember. Okay. Yeah, it's not a font size thing, it's a resolution thing, because I have the resolution set low. It starts out full screen. I think I have it scaled down all the way down to like 1280-720, but yeah, when the resolution gets bumped down too low, you get these little occasions of the longer lines runneth over. Well, this guy blows out his vocal cords. That your case is flat as paper. Alright. It's not really the time for jokes. Shut up! Okay, touchy. Alright, come on. You got this, Mr. Wright. Just think it through. Easier said than done, but I'm on it. I have a feeling we can present this or present Komaru's profile to make that work. Oh, there's the oh, this is another mixed track. I'm picking up the Allegro and the Danganronpa discussion, that Allegro equivalent there. I like that. I'm just gonna vibe to this for a little bit. Yeah, this is the part of the mix that gets in the Danganronpa side of the song. I can dig this. I think that's the reason we have this evidence. We could probably present Komaru's profile, but this should work?
Objection!
False. Here it is, the contradiction. No, it's not. All right then. Go easy on me, Your Honor. It's been a long trial. We'll go the obvious route then.
Objection!
Wait a second. There just might be a place, or rather, a person. Someone who told us earlier they just so happened to be missing their gloves yesterday. I didn't. My hands were freezing yesterday. I couldn't find my black gloves anywhere. That person was Makoto Naegi, the defendant's younger sister. Ah! Ah! As their siblings, both have easy access to each other's belongings. My guess is Makoto couldn't find his gloves that morning and decided to borrow his little sister's. That's why his gloves were black that day. Oh my, I will say as far as siblings go, that's a more than likely scenario. Still, you have no proof that they steal from each other like that. That's only speculation. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because proof is exactly what I have. Impossible. There's no possible way. Oh, is this a mix of Pursuit and the final discussion theme, Hope versus Despair? Now we're getting into it. Not me to convince you. This might prove that Makoto and Komaru has access to each other's things.
Take that!
My, what a fancy contraption. Is this what kinds of gadgets the kids are into these days? It's not just a gadget, Your Honor, it's a monopad. A school-assigned tablet that belongs to Makoto. It belongs to the defendant, having it end up in your hands. It was lent to me by Komaru Naegi herself, who took it from the defendant's room. No! Where'd you go, Mr. Wright? As you can see, these siblings can borrow things from each other easily, and do quite often. That's natural sibling conflicts. That explains why Makoto had black gloves instead of his usual red ones. No. But you, Mr. Akafu, didn't know this. You likely discovered the defendant and the victim's connection and studied them both well, in advance. Should this be able to frame Makoto for murder, should you need to resort to killing Mr. Staffis? Which ended up being exactly what happened. You knelt in front of the body and planted the blackmail note in his pocket, leaving behind fibers of the red gloves you intentionally wore. And you almost got away with your perfectly planned crime. However, there's one thing you couldn't plan for, no matter how hard you tried. The unlucky chance that Makoto would be wearing different gloves that day. Well, Mr. Akafuku, do you have anything to say for yourself? Luck. That's what it came down to. My perfectly perfect plan, foiled by luck. No, there must be a way to fix this. I put the gloves to the body of the pipe, but I put the snow, but then I have to find someone else to frame, and that require much more study, because I'm just trying to find the use I simply today, but I have this stupid lawyer with everything. Stop it! Oh, they don't sing. That's pretty cool. Well, this has certainly been an unexpected turn of events. Mr. Payne, what has become of the witness? He's been arrested, Your Honor. Upon further investigation, he was discovered to have been a part of an underground ring of... Oh, hang on. Ring of thieves, there it is. There's the connection. And there was indeed an incredibly valuable gemstone missing from the victim's mailbag. This is the part that is canon to that little, Danganronpa side story. It was titled Makoto Naegi's Secret File. And it's the story of essentially how Makoto was scouted to become the ultimate good luck. Where his fluctuating luck led to him being in the position to unintentionally foil a man masquerading as a thief who happened to be named Jutaro Akafuku. The police will be searching the witness's home, where they suspect it was taken. So, finding this case out in this manner, where ultimately it's the contrivances of Makoto's luck that end up breaking down the victim's plan, the suspect's plan, really quite tracks with the source material. Well played. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems you've done it again. Thank you, Your Honor, but I couldn't have done it without the help of my assistant. Huh? Me? Indeed, excellent work, both of you. In light of recent events, I am now ready to hand down my verdict. Court finds the defendant, Makoto Naegi. Court is adjourned. I can't believe it. You did it. You actually did it. Less anything I did, more just, thank you. Ah, yep, no sweat. They're making buckets of it back there. I got plenty to go around. Oh, Mr. Wright, can I ask you something? Did you really mean what you said earlier? Huh? In the courtroom about me being helpful in solving the case. Yeah. Of course I did. Without you, we wouldn't have had the final evidence we needed to prove Makoto's innocence. Really? Definitely. Here, let me show you. If we hadn't borrowed this item, the trial may have ended a lot differently. I don't think I ever actually used those glove fibers. I think we pretty much use everything else. Yeah, we never used the glove fibers, though.
Take that!
Huh? A monopad? It's had that picture of Makoto on it. Without you telling me about your gloves, I might not have made that connection. Do you mean it? I don't go to Hope Speak like my brother or anything. I'm just a normal high school girl, little sister to someone special. Of course I mean it. What school you go to doesn't change the fact that I couldn't have done this alone. Don't let some title hold you back. Your actions are what counts, at least in my book. Oh, thank you, Mr. Wright. I'm glad you're our lawyer. You know what? Me too. Komaru. Yeah, there's a boy. There he is. Makoto! Oh! Man, when I said I couldn't have done it without Komaru's help. It was her determination to save her brother that led to this outcome. Yes, this is why I became a lawyer. To help people like them. Komaru, Mr. Wright, thank you so much. Anytime, Makoto. I'm just glad everything worked out in the end. I'm gonna tell everyone at school how incredible you were in there. Uh-oh. Really? At Hope's Peak? Of course, my friends are gonna hear all about it. Wow, thanks. Need more business anyways. High-profile business. I guess Soapy leaves out the bluffing part. Speaking of, I think this belongs to you. Oh, my monopad. Figured you want it back. I can delete all the evidence on it before you go. Actually, I want you to keep it, Mr. Wright. Huh? Really? You sure? Yeah, I can get another one from school. Think of it as a thank you for helping us out. Well, Thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Wait. Yeah. Maybe I should keep this thing somewhere really, really secure. Sorry, I took it, Makoto. It's alright. Sorry about your gloves. You should be. My hands were freezing, Makoto. But you had a spare pair. I lost it a few weeks ago. Now we're back. How was I supposed to know that? I'm still telling Mom. Hey, wait! Right, my first case involving the students of Hope's Peak Academy came to a close. I went back to the agency with a smile on my face. Little did I know that this wouldn't be my last meeting with Makoto Naegi. Because sooner than anyone expected, that school would be the center of another incident. Uh-oh. The Unlucky Turnabout. End. Yeah. Well, that was sweet. That was really sweet. Yeah. I really enjoyed that. As a past Danganronpa enjoyer, and a ever-present Phoenix Wright enjoyer, I really enjoyed that little crossover. And honestly, I kind of hope we get more of this series. I was gonna say, I did see same creator FCMakes actually put out what seems to be a longer case. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Yeah, what looks to be a full-length case featuring Raincoat and the World Detective Organization, the new IP from the same creators as the original Danganronpa. So it's intriguing, keeping that lore in the same sense as the in the same series as Hope's Peak. Never actually played Raincoat. Don't know that much about it. I've seen people play bits and pieces of it. It seems quite wild, but intriguing nonetheless, especially if it's using the same engine as this. I'm honestly excited to see if there's more coming from this, because it's fun and there's a lot of potential in the crossover idea, especially expanding it, using it to tell further stories. Really curious to see what comes of this. The 3DS Ace Attorney format is an untapped fan game market, and I'm all for it. So we'll see what comes next on my Fan Case Friday. But for now, this has been Ace Attorney, Unlimited Justice. Unlimited Justice, Ultimate Justice. Case 1. We'll see you next time. Until then.